Welcome to Oasis.
Alright, 1 second, boys. I'm getting us back in. Either the game's over or it's not. Oh wow, it's 99 to 0. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna cast until the round ends. Okay, it's 1 down on. Okay, well, okay. It's looking like it's. Looking like it's their fight win for 4Sight. Gonna cap the point for the first time so far. Ult to do it, looks like. Sorry about it, boys. Give me 1 second. Stronger. Hello. Oh, I'm not in group.
This will heal you.
Hello. You're on stream.
There we go. Welcome back, Femi. Hello. Lionhardt are currently in the lead, but 4Sight do have control of the point. Frontline takes an empty, doesn't even opening they need it. Oh, a great blizzard coming out, and you're just doing so much damage as they're just in the backline, clipping those headshots over and over again. And can we feel apart? Oh my goodness! Grand Slam Gamer popping up what their team needed the most. So 4Sight is still in this because of that massive barrage. Earthquake just ended up taking on Gamer, but that's absolutely massive when you're buying your team so much time here now. And the recontest might not be successful from Lionhardt, giving the massive barrage that Grand Slam Gamer just whipped out there.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. It could have been very, very winnable if it wasn't for that barrage. But you know, yeah, such is life. You know, it's you know, it's very winnable though, as long as no one else dies. But as Hilaire
as like it's thinking out as well, and so this is looking better and better for 4Sight. Both rounds they've given up first point control, but once they've gotten it back, they've refused to hang on. They've refused to let go of it. So playing a really, really good defense over here on the side of 4Sight as Omega gets taken down. And Lionhardt are probably going to have to reset and slow down again. They do have the sound barrier, they do have the coalescence, the bomb's close as well, so they're coming up to 5 ultimates to 4Sight's just single sound barrier. So it's just about doing the poke damage, and Anchor's going to hope to land some absolutely massive fire strikes to make things work here. Okay, so the B comes up from both teams, a huge shatter! You flank all the way behind the grab and you manage to land it, that's absolutely beautiful. And the Far is on the ground Far is basically just a really, really bad Junkrat. The slap comes in from Blossom, goes down and drops down, grabs the Mega, and it's full stall territory from 4Sight, but that's gotta be a world of hurt if you're Blossom. You are a ball running into as players Sombra, as you see time and time again this series, and Anchor is not able to touch. We are even now at Oasis. Lionhardt 1, 4Sight's 1, and if Lionhardt clutches out this tiebreaker here, they will walk away champions of the console Contenders series.
I mean, it really does come down to this right here. And this is another map, just like City Center, like I was saying earlier. This map is very hard to recontest. So if maybe 4Sight can win this first fight, it will be very, very hard for Lionhardt to just take it back. So it all rides on the first fight, in my opinion. Whoever takes it. So here we go. We have the Rhine Sigma versus the Diva Winston. I mean, not Diva Winston, Zarya Winston.
Yeah, this could be an absolutely massive switch over on the side of Lionhardt. As in my opinion, I think Sigma Rhine is probably one of the best tank lines right now. They come up immediately onto this high ground, which is setting themselves up to get booped over here, but that doesn't happen. They all stay safe, they all back up here, and that close range is kind of where you want to be as Sigma, because you're able to do so much AoE damage. Asler's turret is taking them nice and early. That's not why you play Power. Or you play Tor for the R1 overdrive. But Grand Slam takes on Omega, so it's the Far taking out the hit scan. The Immobile is used really early on from Wario to keep Ursa Boy alive. Drunk Lion though on the low ground, so low on health. Both healers popping them eventually does get taken out. Anchor gets a double, triple kill. Blossom finds a double as well. That's absolutely gorgeous. As 4Sights do get first control for the first time this map.
Yeah, and like I said, if they got the first control on this, it's going to be very hard for them to recontest, especially since Lionhardt just pretty much swapped their entire roster, and they just reset their entire old economy, so they're all behind. So they're literally just pushing for an eco push, hoping to maybe bait out the Barrage or the Primal Rage or even the Coalescence here.
Alright, so they do pressure quite enough, forcing to drop down onto the ground. Bean comes out with the Coalescence because they got chunked down extremely low there, I think from a couple of shots from Omega, forcing the Coalescence for the Suns to keep everybody alive, and it does work out as MJ grabs gets healed up by Elbow, as well as it looks like 4Sight's going to continue the track record of running an excellent defense and stay in control of.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it all just, that was really just a huge eco push, just to gain some sort of ult charge. Omega does have that Bob almost online, and I'm sure Oreo can build that Coalescence right here, right now. But they are pushing into 4 different ultimates, so it is going to be very tough, especially with that combo of Barrage, you know, grabs, so it's going to be very tough for them here. Probably going to be another eco push. It really, really sucks to do that, though.
Oh, a solo grab onto Drunk Line, who just used their bubble in mid-air as well with absolutely no defense, and it looks like Lionhardt are forced to back up here. Really, really intelligent use of the grab from Anchor. The way that was played, I'm going to assume that was on purpose, but it could have been an accident as well, as we just kind of like saw it clip onto the bridge over there. So the Bob is committed here, though, despite Lionhardt losing the first pick here, because Drugline is back, and Omega finds the pick onto Beat. Grand Slam having with a great barrage, taking on Omega, and Ursa will get taken up by MJ's Tracer as well. King Selena gets the next 99% and counting, as they find the counter pick onto Blossom, though, but MJ and Elro are just cleaning up now.
Yep, Anchor to close it out right here. Another 100-0 for 4Sight, so
4Sight
this isn't over just yet.
Really clean on the control maps.
Yeah, it isn't over just yet. 3-2. Still could be anyone's match, but it is going to be Lionhardt's pick right here, so it's going to be very interesting to see what they decide to go with here. Yeah, like I said, could be really anyone's fight though.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very interesting swing of momentum because we just had a really dominant display by Lionhardt on Rialto, but 4Sight's played an extremely clean game here on Oasis, so getting 2 pretty one-sided maps here after a really, really close Hanamura is going to be really interesting. So if anybody that was tuning in, that was that we are now 3-2 Lionhardt. It is first to 4. So if Lionhardt wins on their map pick here, they will walk away with the championship badge.
All right, I gotta swing back over control real fast.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Welcome
do you
back,
know
Femi.
what map it is? Thank you. Like what map type? Is it back to I want to say hybrid?
I believe it is back to hybrid.
Okay.
What a crazy series so far.
Yep. Farago Burr, according to Oreo.
And fair enough.
Oh man. Oh, some shade, man. Ankler said in the chat, series ain't over until I say it's over. We're ready, championship roster. I'm just glad I'm off ball. And then Oreo says, I think your team is too. Roasted. Wait, we didn't change maps. Kings Row is what they said.
You know, I'm doing my best. Also, they didn't specify if they wanted attack or defense. Let me go ask them.
Kings Row is kind of the quintessential Ryan Zarya map, right? I don't think any surprises here, CB. I say this setting ourselves up for failure, but no surprises here, right?
Yeah, I'm not really surprised at all to see Kings Row. I mean, I kind of am for Lionhardt because they seem to be winning that Winston fight way more, in my opinion, that Winston Diva. Because in my opinion, I don't think 4Sight has been playing that Diva role too well, and King is the better Diva in my opinion. So honestly, if I were them, I would have probably picked Noombani, but I mean, Kings Row isn't a horrible choice.
This is an interesting quirk that I've noticed in competitive Overwatch. I think every team thinks that they're good at Kings Row. I think every team thinks they're good at Kings Row. Every team thinks they can brawl. Every team believes in their Rein Zarya duo. So, it's going to be interesting to see that work play out here. Do we see Blossom and Grand Slam Gamer back on their regular roles? I mean, it worked on Oasis, but that's partly because Control is also 4Sight's bread and butter, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Okay, so 4Sight wants to attack first, so we no swaps.
Yeah, Femi doesn't need to make too many changes here.
I didn't even choose my gun.
Anchor, is ready then? No. Resident Sleeper.
Thank you, very cool. Another
Grandest peeing. Another break, man. So many people with the potty breaks. You don't see the casters taking potty breaks.
I took one. I can't get too mad.
Okay, well.
Yeah,
I do want to say something while we have time. You had mentioned that Lionhardt has seemed to be winning more like Winston Diva like matchups. But to my eye, it seems they're just winning more matchups.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Regardless of tank line. It's 3-2. But I have noticed that King seems to, at least from this game, seems to be more of a Diva main. But I'm excited for Kings Row. We've already seen that 4Sight can run the Zarya, you know.
Yeah, I do think they have the better Reinhardt though, but they do. But 4Sight also has the better Zarya, so it'll be a bit of a weird one to call here. Let's see who wins this matchup. I think it really depends what off tanks they play, whether they decide to go with Zarya, whether they decide to go with Diva. Could be really anyone's fight.
Are you expecting the same roster, like Grand Slam stays on DPS, or are you expecting a swap back to the earlier comp?
I would hope that Grand Slam stays on that DPS. I think Blossom has been playing very well on the DPS role, but I think they found a little more consistency with their tank play on the control center right there, or on control. So I don't know. You gotta decide whether you want to have your carry on the DPS, or whether you want more consistency, or like a more well-rounded team. Tough call. So other than that, that might happen, but other than that, we don't have any swaps from either team, I believe, and we're just waiting on one person for to come back from the potty break.
There we go. Ready's coming through.
Okay, yep, we got the ready. P faster forehead.
P faster forehead, indeed.
Alright, here we go. Kings Row. We're gonna have Lionhardt on the defense first, and 4Sight on the attack. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some sort of hit scan with Rein Zarya, maybe, or maybe even Reaper, Sombra, Reaper May, perhaps, or if they're really bold, they can run the Pharah. There's a lot of options here they can decide to attack first point with.
I think, Pharah is honestly not a bad pick on Kings Row, especially given how narrow Streets phases, the AoE damage from the rockets are going to make a huge difference. And given how the geometry set up here, there is space for you to hide and cover from fire over here. So King Selena running the D.Va alongside Drunk Lion's Reinhardt. This is what I wasn't super sure about. I don't know if this is the best choice. I think if you're playing that D.Va with the Reinhardt, you're losing a lot of the potential to really enable the Reinhardt to go do the crazy things the Reinhardt likes to do. So it'll be really interesting to see the synergy here. But as I say, this is like Blossom and Inker are just going to run a... Okay, Zarya, D.Va, dive, hybrid, dive brawl.
I really hope they don't stay on this.
That'll give us more.
Okay,
Overwatch.
no, they changed, thank God.
Yeah, so we really need to see how they cope with the frontline pressure here, because it doesn't matter how good King Selena is at D.Va, a Rein D.Va tank lane will lose the duel against a Rein Zarya tank lane. So at this point, you're asking Drunk Lion to do a lot of to play slow and play safe here, as King Selena goes and kills a bunch of squishies. That's the play here, that's the plan at least, but you don't play Overwatch on paper if you play that. And Drunk Lion gets deleted immediately. Don't want to be that guy, but a bubble would have been really helpful to keep Drunk Lion alive. MJ demix Selena as well, and I would be very surprised if we don't see the heroes coming out. Not even a, yeah, definitely not going to be able to see a contest coming out on the side of Lionhardt as 4Sight captures the point at first time of that.
Yeah, it was very one-sided. Drunk dies immediately, and he's about to die again.
What?
And...
Drunk Lion? I cannot agree with that decision. That is not something we can condone here in the Contenders League. That's a bit of a risk.
Bean is popping, man. Bean's popping on that one too.
Having a little bit of a party here, as 4Sight basically gets streets for free until the very end.
I don't know. Like I said, I am very, very shocked they chose this map. I would have thought they would have preferred Numani here. I don't know, but they ended up walling off right there. Good wall.
Alright, so the Blizzard comes in and catches Drunk Lion in there. Drunk Lion not having a really fun time this map so far on King's Row.
Yeah, it's just been very tough for Drunk Lion. They've just been getting killed first every single fight. It's not good. Their team just really can't sustain. They need that Zarya bubble to just stay in the fight, but I don't really think they have a Zarya player.
Yeah, at this point, definitely, that's definitely what it seems like. It definitely, at this point, any logical team, I think, would switch up to the Zarya. So, like you said, at this point, it's definitely because they don't have the personnel to run the Zarya. The peel is there for the Reinhardt. The wall here doesn't really try to find anybody, and MJ gets cancelled out of the death plot. And the Shatter comes out flying too. Drunk Lion looks like it might be an early pick as well. And there he goes. The Sandberg comes out just to be safe. Omega is on the high ground here. Definitely got a lot of damage, but the shield is right in their face, and they do have to drop that to contest. Drunk Lion does get red. This could be absolutely massive. Team comes out, doesn't mind anybody. Oh, gets the Blossom goes down. The Shatter comes out, not finding anybody. Anchor is still alive though. Swinging away on point. Drunk Lion with the pin, moving them away. Back half almost happens as Bean is in the back line, but the Lucio does get slept and taken down by Snivy over here. So just Grand Slap Gamer left here to contest as Lionhardt finally at the end of Streets phase managed to get a recontest and win a fight.
Yeah, very, very good job from Lionhardt right there. They did use a lot of ults to you know, finally get control, but I mean they gained most of them back by now, so I can't be too mad at that. They are gonna have to go up against a lot of ults here, but you know, like I said, Lionhardt has a lot of their own. And here's the Blizzard.
Right, that's an absolutely fantastic Blizzard, but Alzir gets caught in the pin as they're trying to get away. That's absolutely massive. Really good work and really good from Ink over here. And nobody gets picked by that Blizzard, and now the counter happens there. That's absolutely massive. Does the death block get used? No. MJ gets taken out really, really early on. Omega and Selena finding a kill a piece, as well as Omega answers back, popping off for Lionhardt. As that was really a fight. The Blizzard came out, and then the counter grab came out. and a bunch of kills are traded, and now the Valkyrie is forced down on the side of Ursa Boy to keep everybody healthy. King is forced to peel back a little bit and get on the payload. And it's just Ursa Boy left here to stall and contest the point. That's a really good Mercy tech right here. Bomb comes out. Does everybody? Anchor had no shield! Anchor had no shield! Ursa Boy takes out Blossom as well, but Mercy getting a kill. You love to see it. King Selena does get freeze though, but no worries. Drunk Lion is there with the shield to keep everybody alive. With 2 minutes remaining on the clock now. Lionhardt trying to hold on to here in Streets.
Absolutely massive bomb and good team coordination to just break that shield and just, let the Rhine die. And there's a nice anti-nade there too. It could stall him out for just a little bit, and there's Omega.
Alright, Omega pops up yet again. MJ once again being the first to fall on this fight, suffering the similar fate as the Drunk Lion did very early on. Anchor, lovely sleep remember from Stevie, and the Nano is deployed onto Anchor to keep them alive. Now the main wall is used to wall Grand Slam Gamer in, and lovely one coming up from Alzir. The wall would becomes the wall lead. I don't know how this goes. I don't speak English. A great grab from out again, finding the tank line, and Drunk Lion gets released. Once again, the boss comes in, gets shattered, gets left, but it's still alive. Now MJ is there with a double kill with the Blossom as 4Sight now begins to start to move this payload forward. Absolutely great work coming out here. The Death Blossom and the Coalescence is forced to fall up onto the grab to make this work because the healing and the peel has been excellent on the side of Lionhardt. So 4Sight just decided to do a huge triangle party. We commit the grab, we commit the Coalescence, we commit the Death Blossom to make this work. That was ridiculous. The Blossom is now switching over onto the Monkey, I believe, to try to get some high ground control. And the Grand Slam Gamer is now switching onto the far on a point where we see nobody runs far. So some interesting picks coming out from 4Sight. Very, very interesting switches as they move on to Foundry with 2 minutes left in the timeout.
Very good defense for Lionhardt on the Streets phase. Very, very surprised that they didn't cap that a lot sooner, I'll be honest, but I mean when Omega gets picks like that, you can see why they were able to stall that for so long.
Oh, a really aggressive Blizzard coming out as well, but it looks like the Pin isn't able to find anybody on the side of Drunkland, but it doesn't matter because Alzir is there with a double kill. Drunkland helps finish off Anchor as well, but yeah, that's Alzir's fight. That was really good work from the Mei to dump that Blizzard really, really deep into enemy lines. That being said, it also bought Drunk Lion and King Selena a lot of time to build up their ults, so we had both tank ults online on the side of Lionhardt. And
that's a huge stagger.
gets taken out yet again. Omega is going to force out the no. Yeah, Arrow either deciding not to res right now or doesn't have it on cooldown yet.
No, he died at their enemy spawn. He was just waiting there.
I see.
So,
Alright, so MJ gets the hack off onto King Selena's Element here. They are forced to back up. Ursa gets taken down early. The Grand Slam Gamer finally popping off. Really, really good work deleting that entire backline. That duo of the Ashe Mercy Pocket duo gets deleted, but King Selena and Drunk Lion are dominating that front line, finding 3 kills between the two of them. Drunk Lion gets taken down again, but the res is there. Drunk Lion now taking a lot of punishment and she's still dying a lot, but compared to point A, you feel like this is Lionhardt unironically creating space and taking a lot of punishment because that's the job of a Lionhardt. Whereas in point A, it felt like it was the create space meme you see a lot when you play silver games, but Drunk Lion now finally coming back into the floor and doing what they do best. Another super aggressive Blizzard coming out, and MJ manages to just get out of it and hacks Snivy. But oh my god, Snivy answers back when Ana claps back. That's a good game of a moment. And a really cheeky shatter from the backline. Drunk Flyer finds Arrow and pins back into their own response. That's a lovely kill. Ursa Boy gets a red, gets a kill. Is there anything they can't do? That's lovely work. And Blossom takes out Drunk Line as well. So the Angry Monkey, the Death Blossom, sorry, not Death Blossom, the Primal Rage is committed from Blossom. But Omega takes them down as well. And it's down just that MJ on point. He's going to touch. Attacks Ursa Boy as well. The Mercy may be in a little trouble. A really disjointed fight here, but a lovely Bionade coming out as Arrow and MJ are going to be perfectly able to do much here. Barrage D-makes King Selena, but Lionhardt do manage to hold on midway through Foundry here on Kings Row as they look to wrap up this title here in the Console Contenders League. Remember, it is 3-2 to Lionhardt, so if they manage to complete this map, they will be walking home with a metaphorical trophy.
I caught something real quick on the end of that point. Right after what is it, Grand Slam Gamer picked like the entire backline on Pharah. Azlair on Mei killed the Pharaoh from full health while being pocketed.
Like a mercy
Yeah, I
pocket.
saw that too.
Yeah, like a mercy pocket. Yeah, yeah. Literally
What
the
is
best
this
aim I've ever seen in my life.
Ready.
Yeah, I saw that too. That was insane.
That's ridiculous.
But yeah, I mean, that was just a great defense right there. Not a very solid first point defense, but I guess that's what we kind of expected running that kind of comp. But they managed to pull it together, stall for a long time in streets, and then just finish the stall in the factory. So very good. All they need to do is just cap about 2 points, a little, 2.5, and that's gonna be all she wrote for the series. It all comes down to this defense here for 4Sight, that is. So we're seeing the Winston and the Diva and the Pharah. So I don't know.
So
Yeah, we also have the
it looks
McCree as
like
well.
the dive is going to come out on the side of Lionhardt. I'm surprised to see that, to say the least, because there aren't really a lot of diveable targets here on the side of 4Sight. This could be a world of hurt that they're going to be running into. Oh, you can just dive the ride! Oh my goodness, why did I even say things? Why did I bother analyzing everything? Just play the Brawl Monkey. Who needs a Reinhardt when you have a Tesla cannon? Great dive coming out here from, but when I say great dive, I just meant Lionhardt. Just press W and walk directly at Anchor over here, and they do manage to get the kill, and they capture point A at first time of asking, just like 4Sight.
I mean, they're doing exactly what they have been doing this entire series, and that's just straight up brawling. They're playing Brawl Monkey. It's just so odd, but it seems to be working for them. Like, every time we think, oh no, they need to dive someone, they need to dive a target. No, they just brawl. They just win the brawl fight in the neutral against the Reinhardt.
Okay, so it looks like we have for hand here in the far door as it gets chunked down. Pretty low, just waiting for a pop-up from here from Versa Boy, as we are going to fight here at Bookstore rather than at the end of street when we had to last time. So 4Sight still doing comparatively slightly better at this same point of the map during their attack, but Lionhardt really pushing in and making a big difference.
Yeah, there it is. The coalescence being popped. There's the initiation. That's going to be all they need right here.
Where we're going to coalesce as an Anchor just really was able to up here. The bomb goes down, takes out MJ as well, and it looks like that's going to be streets wrapped up nice and tidy on the side of Lionhardt, as long as they get more than one body on cart.
Stay out of my sight.
Oh, well, it's looking like Grandson's just going to get stalled out right here in the back line.
Yeah, Grandson's in a pretty rough position here, and it's just Angry Monkey batting them around. Okay, so the recontest does come through, and you are without your Winston for now. And the sound barrier is committed by Dean, so this is a totally viable strat right now. But Asler has other ideas. That Mirage finding MJ, but Blossom takes them Asler as well. It's a really risky move here. Kingston is diving and going after Anchor's Lionhardt, who is being healed up and topped up here by Elro. The support's working so hard to keep the main tanks alive. That's absolutely wonderful to see the peel there. But just as in the drunk line takes some arrows, so a lot of healing potential, a lot of sustainability is going to be out the market for 4Sight. You know, the barrage comes out, but everybody other than Snipe manages to dive it, but it doesn't matter. Grand Snipe just with the rockets connecting and finding a triple kill and empty finding drunk line as well. And just Selena's Diva here. Oh, they do get out, and if they don't get picked, never mind, they do. Forget what I said. Really good work from 4Sight here. I didn't expect them to be able to touch, much like CB. I thought that stagger on Grand Snipe was going to be absolutely brutal, but really, really good work coming up from
they didn't.
4Sight to be contested. I didn't expect that.
They didn't finish off the stagger, and they capitalized on the fact that, the Winston wasn't there to protect them from all the ults and all the, damage coming through. They just didn't have a Winston to apply that pressure until it was too late. And now they're going to be down a little bit.
A wonderful shatter coming up from Inker as well to find both of them. Alright, so the Demon Bomb comes through is the... Oh my god, actually gets picked off, just was in an awkward position as far, so now that's the GoBot being pressed by 4Sight as Kingston gets defect as well. The Coalescence is there though because Anchor was dropping pretty low as the Snivy takes down Fiend as well, so it's not over. Both these teams are consistently able to find exit picks even when fights are lost here, see.
Yeah, it's just very... Oh, this series has been so back and forth. on like, you know, any team could win the fight. It all just comes down to individual play. I mean, some of these fights right here on King's Row are just a good example of that. You know, one person clutches it up, you know, finds the opening pick, and, you know, the rest just follow along and just kill.
Alright, so that comes down, and Omega is taking down along with Asler really early on, so that's a lot of damage you're not going to find on instead of Lionhardt. And 4Sight, oh, you're committing a lot of ults for a team that just picked up both damage dealers on the enemy team. You're committing a sound barrier and a Earth Shatter, which I don't know if I agree with. Ursablade gets taken down as well, but Grand Time Gamer does get down. So all of a sudden the ult advantage swings back over onto the side of Lionhardt, because even if you switch one of the two, right? Even if you manage to save the sound barrier or the Earth Shatter there, I think that looks really, really healthy for 4Sight. So now you're just left with a Diva Bomb. A Diva Bomb that's been finding success so far, but still just a Diva Bomb. Now the bomb comes down as the Diva Bomb gets tossed into the back line. Doesn't find anybody, no one does not. Really comfortable position for Anchor to be able to block them, but then your shield is super low on him to protect you from the bomb. And now your own bomb comes down, still not finding anybody. And Anchor is left to venture on point alone. Really good attack from Grand Time Gamer here, trying to push the Ashe out. They're both indoors. That's not what you want to be against an Ashe. Omega takes that arrow, but Grand Time Gamer takes an Omega as before Ashe is taken out as well. It looks like Lionhardt might have to back up here, but not if the res is there. Ashe getting res as Snivy and Circlite finally kill a piece. Selena doing a great job taking out MJ, and the res of the Ashe means the barrage is committed as well. Didn't really need it, didn't get any kills because Snivy did all the work here, but it does look like Ashe was going to switch anyways, and we have 2 minutes to push halfway through Foundry. Lionhardt can see the championship. The golden box is all we need to get to with this payload.
Nice dagger picks coming in from Snivy on that Coalescence. I don't think they really needed to invest it, but I mean, it just helps. Just make sure the kills are just gone. But yeah, you have the Valkyrie coming up, the Bob, and the Self-Destruct are almost there. It just comes down to this right here.
Yeah, it's going to be one fight territory on the side of 4Sight, and as they opens up with a great pick onto MJ. A big shatter coming out, finding the Sombra of Asler as well as Snivy on the Moira. That bomb could be massive to somebody. That's a double kill. Answering Grand Time Gamer.
Double.
That's great push from King Selena. Oh my goodness, another Valkyrie still there, and the red comes out onto King Selena as well. Is the remake available? Yes, it is. As they're 60% onto the EMP, but that's not necessary. All I gotta do is just hack on the bomb and to hack on the Lucy over here as Lionhardt coming closer and closer. Snivy takes on MJ. We are less than 5 meters away from a win, but do keep in mind that 4Sight do have a respawn advantage here, and Anchor is back taking so much damage, but does manage to take that. And they managed to cap. Lionhardt cap the points, win the map, and take home the championship here in the Console Contenders League.
They said it couldn't be done. They said it wasn't gonna happen. The Mad Lads only gone and did it. Lionhardt, these are the Chads. They just defeated the undefeated team.
Yeah, it's gotta be tough having your first loss coming in the grand final, but Lionhardt, from what I've seen, the series absolutely deserved the win this game. They looked vulnerable when they played control maps, but every single other map they looked incredibly comfortable, and honestly sometimes looked dominant, especially when you think back on Rialto, even through Streets phase of King's Row here. Lionhardt really put on an incredibly a clinic of how to play payload maps.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the control maps, they just look dominant on every single other map type. But I mean, there it is. Lionhardt are your winners for the grand finals here, taking down 4Sight 4-2 in a crazy match. Lionhardt, I mean, obviously, technically the underdogs in this situation, because 4Sight, again, top seed, undefeated the entire season and the entire playoff run. Insane.
Femi, thoughts?
That was wild, let me just say. I saw a comment in Match Chat, but I forget who, but they said, you can have control, we'll take the rest. And it was
exactly what happened.
Yeah, it was literally word for, I can't think of a better summary for this whole set. And it's like, because map 1, I think we all had the same thought, and it's like, damn, 4Sight looks,
Yeah, 4Sight looks clean.
yeah, honestly, like 2 like almost 100 to zeros. It was super, super dominant. And then like map 2 was super close, and so I was like, well, maybe 4Sight still has it. Like map 1 was dominant, map 2 was real close. You know, Blizzard World was real close. And then, but map 3 and map 4, truly were blowaways.
Yeah, and
we are going to shift forward. CB, do you have any early shouts for an MVP pick?
yeah, I do. I think if we're talking domination, the whole match, I mean, you just have to consider King, because the entire match has been just a clutch fest, you know, with the Diva bombs, the Sigma plays, and you know, just the off-tank plays in general have just been insane for King. And I mean, also Drunken played very good, but I think King just really, really stood out in my opinion.
I think I agree. I think King Selena did a great job. But I think Asler and Omega as well put on some incredibly huge performances, as did Snivy. I think Snivy, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I think Snivy, Anna, and Moira.
I think it's Snivy because of Pokemon.
I don't play Pokemon. Thank you, CB. Yeah, Snivy with an extremely clinical performance on the Moira and the Anna. And I think Asler Sombra was a huge difference maker a lot of times.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Sombra really, really did help a lot. Both the Mercies as well played very good. I mean, it just went for some risky reses.
Yeah, where I thought like Ursa was dead as a doornail, dude. I was like, oh, she's gone, she's out of there. She's on fire at 42 health. Like, she can't even survive fire. And then she like Guardian Angel jumped to like a mini, and then like dip dodged and ducked her way into like carrying the team fight, you know?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do agree. I think
to Asler, I don't know what everybody else's thoughts are, but this is going to be a close one.
Yeah, I do think there's. Yeah, I do think there's 3 in my opinion: King, Asler, and Snivy. But if I had to choose one, I think you're right in that department. I think Asler with the Sombra pick, and of course the Pharah, and even the Mei hitting some nasty shots. I mean, you just gotta give it to him.
I think my pick would be you know, I'm going off the beaten path. I'm choosing DPS now. I think it'd be Omega for sure. I was kind of stuck on Omega Cam for most of that game because like every time the Ashes looked at each other, like one was dead and it wasn't Omega. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think if like half of those fights go the other way, you know, maybe certain maps go the other way. Certainly Blizzard World. You know what I mean? Where
right.
Where Omega put on a clinic, and obviously it wasn't just like the Ash 1v1s he was winning, but I think overall everyone on the team, both teams, played extremely well, except for the couple times a certain person killed themselves. But we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. But no, I think both teams played extremely well, and you know, it's clear to see, you know, the finals were extremely, you know, they got me amped. I'm like ready to go to sleep, but I'm not, you know.
Lived up to expectations.
Yeah. Even more so, I would say, because everybody thought it was going to be a 4-0. They,
for sure.
I'd say it went past expectations, honestly.
So are we thinking Omega then for the MVP?
Omega or Asler for me, whichever one I'm fine with.
I'm leaning Asler just because I'm a huge fan of Sombra play, and I think Asler played really well there, especially the way they kind of outplayed Grand Slam Gamer, Blossom, and Anchor on the tank line there.
Yeah, I think
So
if you want to give it to the Flex DPS, I think I can live with that. I think both DPS played really well.
So Asler is the MVP.
There you have it, chat. Thank you for stopping by tonight's stream. The Console Contenders League has a winner as Lionhardt takes the series 4-2. Your MVP for the night is Asler after a stellar display on the Sombra. Of course, we saw Asler play a multitude of different heroes, really far as well. A big shout out to Ursa Boy and Aelro as well, playing extremely ballsy Mercies. Despite what the memes may tell you, Mercy is still an extremely difficult hero to master. But Asler is your MVP for the night. Lionhardt is your champion for the season. Here from the Console Contenders League, I am Charles, joined by Femi and CB tonight. Thank you. Good night.